state of the nation. Okay, now get ready, start it, go. Here we are. First and foremost, I'd like to, yeah. Good afternoon to you. Yeah, at least we managed to put one or two things in order. Sorry about that. We might likely go to Maryland today to talk to our correspondent there, or our analyst, Rashford Gardner. You there in Harper, Maryland County. You just posted in the chat room that you've reached in Harper on a very terrible road, where it is good that the dry season, no vehicle is going to get stuck in the mud under a Joseph Boakai proclamation. And he stands by that, he's sticking by that. And it is good that all of us will be the beneficiary, irrespective of who you are and where you're from. Let's go back into history a little bit. This is Moba Molu, former chairman of the CDC, when he was caught in the gossip against his standard bearer, then former president.
The first model here, yeah, they more tests. Yeah, you need to all you need to do is somebody who is not a CDC, they need every time with 300 partisans of the CDC, they join the man, I say the major Christian, the man from Israel, you be able to, you know what I'm doing, probably lay, because you was a disappointed. Yeah, you was a disappointed. Strictly the market, they remain there, around the ballot ticket, 1 letter of ballot ticket, that kind of understanding they're going to see it. And job nation was one of the most benefited institutions here. He wasn't really learning to carry one more than as people were working with waffle programs to travel. You know, most of the constitution is impressive constitution, but why can't you give it to revolutionary tradition, people that understand struggle. But you take a woman from local program, they all HR program, in less than a year, and they all $1 million.
The end of Moba Molu at the CDC, at the helm of power at the CDC. I told he has resigned. I actually have not been. Where is this nation flying? Everything just, oh my God. Yeah, so I just wanted to throw it back. And here we are. It's 2:44. Let me see whether I can acknowledge Orange, Liberia, while we make some adjustment for today's presentation. Today we're going to be looking at maybe an episode from the Western Cluster. I told you people, these companies have the habit of taking us for a ride. I told you people, I've got some information on the Western Cluster because they've been in violation of Liberian labor laws, all true. But who dares stops them? Whoa. Anyway, just hold on. I'm coming back. We have to acknowledge our sponsor, Orange, Liberia's best GSM company.
Football data packs that start from $9 for 10 gigabytes valid 30 days to $59 for 125 gigabytes valid 30 days. There's a pack for everyone. Enjoy using the fastest speed internet. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Man, life just got so much better for me, man. Wow. What happened? I now have the choice to do anything I want to do in one bundle. My man is speaking in call. Tell me that things speak for English. Orange are created a bigger and better all-in-one bundle for everyone. I can get data, local call, international calls, SMS, everything in one bundle, my man. Oh, this is starting too. Good to be you, John. My man, the thing is indeed to come true.
A bundle that has more boosts. Orange Fusion Bundle. Enjoy a mixture of unlimited calls, unlimited SMS, and up to 52,000 megabytes of data from 50 cents to $50 for daily, weekly, and monthly packages. Dial *888 to subscribe. Visit our website on www.orange.com.lr or call 111 for more details. It's all about what matters to you. Orange.
We don't worry about it. There's a package for me. There's a package for you. There's a package for everyone. So that I can reach out my West and enjoy with confidence.
To activate, dial *888# or subscribe via My Orange app. $1 gives you 50 minutes on net calls and 5 minutes off net calls, or the same dollar gives you 500 megabytes of data. Valid 24 hours. Enjoy using the best mobile network. Certified by Ookla second time in a row. Visit our website, www.orange.com.lr, or call 111 for more information. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Hello, my name is Gerard. I'm an Australian in my mid-50s. I'm also a journalist who joined the media industry in 1983, firstly as a radio announcer, then my real passion of journalism blossomed, and I moved into current affairs, talkback radio, and journalism in general. All of this opened my eyes to the happenings in our world. I love being a journalist. It's a passion. It gives me a real sense of being, the way that I can help report history as a historical almanac, and also help shape history. I was taught the old ways by an elderly Australian journalist whose name, for privacy reasons, cannot be divulged here. My grandparents, who raised me as a child, had a huge impact on the way I think, and knowing the importance of the important and finer things in life. They instilled in me a sense of responsibility, which has seen me in fine stead for all of these years. Nowadays, I read, listen, and watch the news and current events on TV and the internet, supplied by the mainstream media. And in some cases, I just shake my head in disbelief. I ask myself, why would a journalist ask such a disrespectful question or intimate by way of a throwaway statement of an untruth that is unfounded and in some cases completely false? I feel the real reason some journalists in the mainstream media conduct themselves in this manner is purely to grab an extra ratings point or to impress their gravely misguided news directors, basically just to keep their job. How sad. Where did this all go wrong? You know, most mainstream media organizations do have a journalist code of ethics. Sadly, these simple rules and guidelines are sitting collecting dust in an archive box somewhere in a dark, damp abyss. Many years ago, I came across a document called the Journalist Creed. It's a very simple set of rules and guidelines that encompass what journalism is and how a journalist should conduct themselves. Sadly, few journalists in today's mainstream media come close to the principles of this creed. A little history. The Journalist Creed was written by the first dean of the Missouri School of Journalism, a gentleman by the name of Walter Williams. Now, more than 1 century later, this declaration remains one of the clearest statements of the principles, values, and standards of journalism throughout the world. Plaques bearing the creed are on display at the Missouri School of Journalism, the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. since 1958, and very many other locations around the world. Now, if you've never heard it, nor seen it, here it is, the Journalist Creed. I believe in the profession of journalism. I believe that the public journal is a public trust, that all connected with it are, to the full measure of their responsibilities, trustees for the public. That acceptance of a lesser service, the public service, is a betrayal of trust. I believe that clear thinking and clear
For you are recovering over 2 weeks. You've not had I'm not saying you never have wonderful time with your family and stuff like that, but I believe that this platform helps you a lot to de-stress.
Yeah, man.
To de-stress, and it's something that you've been missing. Yeah, it's something that you've been missing, and you've come back, and we don't expect you to just talk a lot. You just talk, but you need to also have time to de-stress. So sometimes when you see we deviate from what we are discussing, it's not because like they say seven reasons. Then half will come in and say 7 reasons.
Man, that's 7 reasons for.
I don't know what he coming from.
I don't know where that policy came in. I don't even understand where you took that philosophy.
7 reasons.
I don't understand nothing when you saying it.
I don't know when you cook that in soup to your
house.
Yeah. And he has nobody to eat it. Last time we felt sorry for him, we went there, and we ate.
So we friends are not going to eat that day.
I knew it.
Yeah. You saw me. I was scattering.
Something was telling me that you were not fine. I knew my heart was telling me something, but on the other side, we just had to do it to make.
And you quick to be misled.
Yeah, that's something I noticed too.
I tell her the soup is sweet, and he sat down in his couch and started to smile.
Yeah.
Now
you were texting each other.
Yeah, he don't say that.
Yeah.
When I texted you, say, man, this guy is cookless. He said, I thought I had low. I thought big here. Who told you to let your wife go to the US while you live in there? He's equivalent to person.
Why are you taking somebody Panadol for people saying stop the thing you're talking you live in glass also?
Oh,
you forget.
You better stop.
You forget.
You better stop.
You live in
glass house. I don't live in glass house. I live in mud house.
You live in glass house.
You talking it with bounce back, eh? Oh, you talking about before? We talking about no. Listen, there's a guy in Brookville, the guy who won the highest beer consumer award. Paul Janji Soma.
Yeah, I know he's said here, church.
Yes, Dico. Now that boy can sleep in church and nobody sleep. Paul Soma, I'm gonna visit Paul Soma, and now you want to show off to his wife that nobody cooks for him, he cooks for himself. Yeah. He had no shoes on his feet, and then he uses his hand to put the fire coal under the pot. When we got through, when we ate that food, I didn't want to embarrass him, I left it.
Yeah.
But from his house to my house is about 100 yards. Yeah, okay. We are 100 yards apart. Look, I embarrassed myself. I started throwing on the road there. I called him and said, well, Suma, how you? Suma, what's going on? Suma said, man, I'll eat a barrel. I want to throw. I said, what happened? I thought the food was tasty, but I said, but the best thing, I got lamb not sucking. Buy lamb, take lamb and smoke. Their own food.
Their own food.
Yeah. And they got a way of sending their wives overseas and they stay here. They don't want to pretend that they can.
Glass house.
No, I'm not living in glass house. I'm living in zinc house. Okay, good afternoon to you. It's 1 minute after. Yeah, 1 minute after 3 o'clock. David Koti, good afternoon to you, sir. David Koti, in the hour, I was on my sick bed. He called me up, and he threw the challenge to me. We bet. He interviewed once upon a time Sarah Beslow, now Minister of Foreign Affairs. And in closing on LNTV Flashpoint, he said, that's why we journalists, we professional journalists can do. He said he has never called himself professional journalist. So tomorrow, I'll hold on next week. Tomorrow I may be very light on the show. Okay? But next week, I will prove the equity wrong. And you have to give that money. He referred to himself as we professional journalists. He said he hasn't referred to himself.
And what's in the bet?
The bet, 100. And he said because of his purchasing power, he received legislative benefit after service.
Okay.
$700 every month. He said he will make it 200 and mine is 100. That's in a bet. So that's coming up. Also coming up this afternoon, bet Brown 13. Brian, Brian doesn't know who to call to say, I mean, what happened with the appointment?
Brian, you wouldn't have been ambassador at large.
Yeah, no, but I told him, say, my man, try to be secret, and he said, no, he accept Grand all along. So he said, he wants to be Director General of the Cabinet.
But somebody's already there.
Yeah, somebody there. He said he won't be Deputy Minister of the Budget. I said somebody there. He said he wants to be Minister of Commerce. I said somebody's already there.
You can do that to Mr. Morgan.
I told him I told him why you can. He said, but the best bet now will be how do you call it? Minister of Agriculture. I said, but somebody is there. Why are you picking places where people are already confirmed to and commissioned, by the way?
That Nuda is already in.
Yeah, that Nuda, in fact, is out of the country representing Liberia.
Okay.
By the time he comes, he's going to make his debut on State of the Nation, the agro segment. That is on Tuesday. That is if he returns before Tuesday. Okay. I've gotten a confirmation from his office on that one. Yeah, okay, so what's coming up today?
Let me talk about what's coming up tomorrow before you come in with what's coming up today. Yeah, please. Okay, so just to let our young people know, the ages range from 12 to 35, youth and young adults. Those of you who have been following me from 2019, I had a show on one of the local media institutions. We talk youth talk, and it was titled at the time Youth Hour, and we did it for almost a year. But that station had to bring the program down. Maybe they never had the time or other issues and stuff like that. But it could not. They discontinued the show, so we took a break. And we had the opportunity to also present on one of the satellite television in Liberia. But then when it's not interactive, when we do the show, after some time, we would leave the numbers there. People will contact me and send messages, and sometimes call. It's not interactive, so I do a pre-recording program and then So now with the census, the census, the results from the census that tells us that the youth, the population of the young people has increased to approximately 70%, and now we want to make this program interactive. Yes, we want to hear from our young people. We want to hear. It's going to be centered around young people. So the youth conversation. Those of you who watch. Summer, it's a pre-recorded program, and we talk different issues with regards to our young people different topics ranging from peer pressure, bullying, and every other topic that you think, career, counseling, and everything that young people need to learn from, and bringing on experts that a coach, mentors. Yes, we've been interacting with them on that television, but it wasn't interactive. But it was wonderful. Thanks to all those who have been coming on and the platform to teach the young people. But now we have the opportunity to at least present it once a month on State of the Nation on Truth FM 96.1. It's actually intended to change the minds of our young people. It's actually intended to contribute a little way to our young people, bringing on experts to teach, to mentor, to coach the young people. There are so many young people who are going wayward, who are being led by, carried away by peer pressure. Some of them are suffering from depression. Some of them don't know what they want. Some of them are suffering from family crisis. And because of what's happening in their family, they cannot, just regain their mental health.
they are in total crisis. So, and so many other, we want to bridge a gap between all of those, and we want to stand up. We want to, okay, darling. Yeah, we want to, yeah, we want this program to be a life changing a program. We want the very best to come out of you. For me, I believe in training. I believe in transforming minds, because when you transform the minds of young people, then the society will be going somewhere. And because the radio is one of the very fastest media to get to people, especially in Liberia, we thought it wise to do it once a month. And we're going to be bringing panelists from across the globe. We have already two in Amsterdam, in the Holland. We have some from Nigeria, from Ghana. We may have some from the US as time goes on. And we will also want to bring on, potential people, Liberians, who are on top of the game. It doesn't mean, I mean, you who can serve as an expert, as a mentor. Because when I go around in some of these counties, chief, I feel so depressed at times. I will be like hugging them, having fun with them and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I know that these people, these young people, they actually need help. They need to be talked to. They need to be tutored. And we cannot just go around all around the place, and having programs and stuff like. Even though there are other programs that are ongoing, and thanks to those organizations, I can say that to mention other of the names of those organizations, local and international organizations that are helping our young people. But I can tell you for sure you are doing well, but we have to increase the work that we do, because they need us more. So this is the reason why we brought it to a state of the nation, and we want it's going to be once a month. And our targeted ages are ranging from 12 to 35. So this program is intended for the young people. So it's going to begin tomorrow, once a month. Tomorrow, on this platform, we will send a link out, and also we anticipate you to also serve as panelists, depending on your schedule and also your seriousness, because we don't just want to bring on anyone. We want people who are ready to transform the minds of our young people. And we say experts, we're not only talking about young people who are experts in, transformation. We want even older people too can come on and share their expertise with the young people. But we want the young people to be in it. We want you to listen. That is why it is 3:30 to 5. We expect you to call. We expect you to call, ask questions. So it's going to be on tomorrow. And if you go, you can also check on I'm sorry for the poor quality of my voice. I got cold these few days. If you go on Facebook, just type in youth conversation, and then you will get youth conversation. You will see the little that we've done. We've posted a video, and it is not a new program. It's a program that was actually on radio first. It came back to the TV, and now is back on the radio. And then I talked with the station manager for Puma FM, and they say, yes, well, Martin is a good idea, but tell us what is it all about, and we anticipate that will give you time if the need arises. Also, I just have had a a brief meeting with Mr. Abdullah Kamara and the team there. They also will appreciate this program to be broadcast on Tama, because it's all for the good of our country. It's all if we cannot, I haven't reached the zenith that where I want to reach, but I believe that I'm in a position where I have a lot to do, and I have to help in transforming the minds of our young people, because the population where majority is in majority. So like I told you, Chief, not like I told you, but I think you were in the office the last time I was talking to one of our mentees.
Mhm.
You were there, right?
Mhm.
And after talking with her, the young woman started to cry. And I said, how did it buy from her? I said, go and wipe your tears. She went. And when she came back and I talked to her, she kept crying. So I gave her an assignment. Go do this and go do that. When you come back on Wednesday, I'm expecting her today. Where are you, sweetheart? So that is it. It's a gift, and we do not just want to sit over it. We want to transform young people. We see a lot of young people are giving their family hard time, and they need to be talked to, they need to be mentored. If you want to be great, you need to be mentored. You need to have someone that you can look up to. So we want you to be on a standby, and we will be presenting some of these people to you and say, okay, we have 10 persons, and yes, we can send them to you. You don't have to see them every day. You talk with them on the phone, and I can tell you right now we have some young people in Bomi at the Seafrad Bill Institute. I have a meeting with them every Tuesday at 10 to 11. You can imagine. We have set up our leadership. We have done a lot. We are I'm teaching and they are taking notes. It's interactive. I know them, their names, their ages, and their various class uh, that they are in, and everything about them I'm getting to know. We are moving gradually, so you cannot reach before you start to help other people. Yes, you can reach before. Sometimes on the phone we go almost almost 15 minutes talking and direct, sometimes on WhatsApp. And if it's not going on WhatsApp, I call direct. And we have a lot to do. We have our programs that we'll do and stuff like that. So we have a lot to do. So we want you to get out of your comfort zone. You are smart, you are intelligent. We want you on board. We want you on board. We want you to also contribute. So it is not about us. It is about everyone who is willing to contribute to the young people of Liberia. Right now, some of the young people, they'll be texting me, oh, Madani, we need job and stuff like that. Yes, the young people are out there, they need job. The last time we sat here and we the young, some of them came and I asked them a few questions. Are you prepared? So how can they be prepared? They need to be mentored, they need to be taught, they need to be trained, they need refresher training. These things are very, 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 very much essential. And I believe that if we use Truth FM as a medium, a lot of young people will be touched. A lot of young people will be affected. Those ones are all the way there. And we intend to tackle some of these radio stations to let them know that yes, we want to be aired because we want to get feedback. And at the end of the day, guess what? After 3 4 months, with the feedback, we are going to do something bigger. We are going to have something bigger, more bigger things, and we are communicating. We can tell you everything right now, but we want you to tune into tomorrow 3:30 and to 5 o'clock. It's going to be amazing. You're going to hear amazing voices and accompanied with teaching. These are vibrant young people, and these are agents of creative and positive change. They want they want a Liberia to be where the young people can stand up to. And sometimes when they are in other countries, they say, yes, I feel so jealous and constructively because I want my country to be, a country where we can depend on the young people. A society where the young people are very respectful, very, very respectful, not that disrespect. And before Chief Chris, I can turn to you, Chief.
Just go on. I'm trying to set up
Okay.
an interview with Evelyn Bade.
Oh yeah, Evelyn
She's
is in
in Paris,
Okay.
attending covering the ongoing trial of
Okay.
Kute Kamara,
Okay.
an alleged war criminal here in alleged Liberian war criminal.
Okay.
Yes. So by the time we set up, and also on this edition, we tell you about a Western Cluster. Don't go. Western Cluster is tricking Liberians. We got some facts to tell you.
Okay.
And then what has happened now at NASCAR? Everything is in deadlock. Was that woman so powerful to stop the takeover by Murphy Cannon, or was Mr. Cannon or Councillor Cannon in error to have gone? The first thing I said, The error, in my opinion, was to have surrendered the presidential preferment letter to the senior staff, and the letters began being opened and circulated while they read to agree that Mr. or Councillor Cannon should take over or not. The lady is seen in the video in conversation with, reportedly, in conversation with Mr. Fabomus, the Embato, Director General of NASCOP. These are much more, yes, Fabomus. These are much more coming up this afternoon on State of the Nation. You can never be disappointed on this platform. As she was saying, Youth Conversation is now added on this platform, and this platform, State of the Nation, encompasses almost everything that you think, sorry, that can improve our life as citizens of Liberia. So let's just give her additional 3 minutes or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
She's going to conclude the promotion of how it's going to be, the panelists. And as far as I'm concerned, I was asked and I sanctioned at least once every month. And it's all intended to tell you Liberia's future lies in the youth. Since the young people are at least 61% of our national population, also coming up, we'll tell you that the current management of the Liberia National Police is making some changes that we never thought it was possible. It is just all about leadership. Once you can grow the muscles and that produces 800,000 calories per hour, once you lack that leadership ability, you're never going to see those little things that you should have done. Any of you who pass through the SKD Boulevard / Tottenham Boulevard, you get to know those traffic violators. I got news for you. I will tell you how it is not good for you as of today's date to violate the traffic, because they're not going to run behind you. And as the first time I traveled to the US, this is what I saw. And we said it still repeatedly. Why can't you install CC cameras at major intersection where you see lawlessness in the traffic? You don't have to. Your camera should be able to zoom as far as it's possible. And you can track down the violators. The next thing is whether the person who is violating is caught, and then he's going to call, you know who I am, and take the telephone and call a higher up. And the police officer who is placed there to preliminarily investigate is left in bewilderment. Those much more will come up. But Marjorie, quickly.
Yeah, to conclude, I was talking about the issue of respect in our country, and this is one of the main topics we're going to also be looking at. Maxine Blatter and I, we met, we're doing certain investigation, and then Moses Carter was also around. Yes, and then Maxine was right there when he started to interrogate these young people, and it was showing some disrespect, not knowing who he is, and you don't have to know someone's position before you start to respect them. And that's one thing. People don't want to know who you are before they start to respect you. And Ini is not only with the young people, you find it, but let me just stick to the young people because it is a youth conversation, right? So there's young women side, I don't know what got them so brave and they started disrespecting. Later on, they got to know who he was. Leave the position. If you see he already know he's an elder, what should you go about disrespecting? What grounds are you standing on to, just disrespect people? So a little on, he explained a story. Said he was going for. They actually now announced that they had to do interview because they needed some young people to serve at the radio station they have at the MOE, right, in the at the ministerial complex. So people were actually going there for an interview, but then he was on his way as one of the interviewers. So this young man did not know too that this man is yeah. this young man did not know that, this man was going to be there, one of the key persons to interview him. So this was when the car came, I think it was about to rain or something, somehow they just pushing, he just pushed the man. And the man said, then he said, no, go. But he to Maxine didn't know that this person will be one of his interviewee, or seeking for of job seekers. So he just looked at the young man, and shook his head. So later on, the young man reached, and Maxine took it easy because I think a car was not around. So he took it easy, got on the car, went to the office, set up everything. Before he met the guy who was pushing him, and showing some disrespect. So he said he said, oh, I know they recognize. He said, what we went to the junction. He said, oh, and she's sorry. He said, no, I can't issue with you. What your application is a bread application? Oh, okay. Did you were the one that wrote this? I said, oh, you looking for the job? I said, okay. And write this one, do this one, do this one. And he could not meet up with the tax. He was in, So he said, but I can't do anything. You did not pass. I'm not doing it because you disrespected me, but I'm doing it because you are not, qualified for this opportunity. Hmm? So somebody might say, oh, you're so supposed to forgive him. Yes, that's why we say, oh, because yeah, we are all Christians. But let's be frank. Hmm? We having too much disrespect in our country. And even if oh my God, some of us who, take our time to drive, most of the time when I'm driving, these guys, as soon as I taking my own time, when they come and they see that I'm over there, they will use some words on me and go. They most of we really have to call the attention of our motorcyclists to listen to, this program that is coming up. Riding a bike doesn't mean that you should have to be very, aggressive, very rude, and insulting people in the street that you don't know. I met a lady on the eve of the inauguration, and we were all there sitting outside doing our news. You don't know who is who. And when we try to tell them you are doing this news, it's a career, it's something that you are making money from, but you have to take it to the next level. And they were there in our throat, and they were there, ready to misbehave. And the lady said, but I'm sitting here, I'm not trying to boast, but I can transform your entire life, your whole career. I can do this for you, I can do that. But the way in which you are talking is like you do not have other people to your house. It's like you don't have regards for older people. So these are all things that we're going to be looking at, and we want we want you to encourage your yes, we want you to encourage your children. We want you to encourage your young people, the members in your church, in your organization. We want you to encourage them to come on. This is going to be a life changing opportunity for you. So we want you to make use of the opportunity, tune in to the youth conversation once a month, and it's going to be fascinating, very, 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 very awesome. So we're going to bridge the gap. We're going to break ground. It's going to be a stream on Facebook, and we want to amplify the voices of our young people, and we want to address challenges that face both locally and globally. Yes, but we're going to begin more with our own, local problems that we have here. So, in a world where the youth are often marginalized and their struggles overlooked, this platform stands as a beacon of empowerment, as inspiration, and education. We believe in the power of dialogue, yes, debate, and share experiences to drive meaningful change. So that's the essence of this program coming up. And each episode delves into a different aspect of the hurdles confronting young people on a daily basis, especially in our country. So I will stop there for now, and I hope to see you on tomorrow. Or all you have to do is just to follow us on Youth Conversation. It's YOUTH Conversations. And then we are on Facebook and just follow us. So tomorrow is going to be an amazing time. Thank you so much, Chief Chris, for the opportunity. Thanks to the management. Thanks to our CEO. CEO, how you doing, sir? And I continue to appreciate you for your contribution to the media landscape. You have been, very contribute very contributing a CEO to the media landscape in Liberia, and we want to appreciate you so much because this platform has actually helped a lot of people, helped the country. And somebody sent me text the last time. Say I don't know, no, the person came here when you were absent. The person said I don't know Mr. Berete. Yeah, I haven't seen him in person, but I wanted you to say thank you so much to him for the job well done for the radio station. Is actually doing great, and I want to say thank you. I really like this man. Yeah, so thank you.
Okay, so let's take a musical break to be right back.
Yeah, what's
Family
that music?
Ties
Oh, family ties?
by Lucky Dubie,
Okay.
one of my best. So we attempt to speak to the head of the Western Journalists Association, Malishi Roberts. Hey, my boy, prolific journalist in Western Liberia. Man, I recruited that gentleman to fight in for LBS. I never regretted ever interacting with him. Those were the days. He now manages Puma FM. We have been family members before, and still. You know, even the operation of Western Cluster in Birmingham County could not turn our city into a lively one until Joseph Yuma Barker was elected president and goes seldomly or sometimes frequently now in Birmingham, in his home, to spend a weekend at his house in Tottenham Bragg. I'm told Tottenham Bragg is now a geeking nighttime destination. How long from Brewerville to Tottenham Bragg? 45 minutes drive. I can go board and come right back. Okay, so we have to put this one down to get to another one serious. The debate for war and economic crimes court is raging all over. And we are in contact with Evelyn Paris Sigby, once upon a time executive mansion reporter for Women Democracy Radio. Now she's filing for international cables all over the place. Evelyn is in the French capital, Paris, and she's going to be telling us what's the latest. That was on yesterday. She sent me this audio, and this is what she had to say about the trial of notorious Kuti Kamara. Tomorrow, or between now and Monday, you will hear from an eyewitness from where they're in Foya, what this young man did to patients who were inmates at the Foya Bomber Hospital. Then, commanding troops all carrying weapons, he thought he had seen heaven. He could decide whether a person could live or not. Those accusations, a lower French court held him guilty of 11 counts, and he filed an appeal to the Supreme Court, and here is the latest.
Convicted in 2022 and found guilty of murder, rape, torture, and barbarism, among other things. So Kamara appealed that conviction. The appeal got underway today with many of the same characters as the first trial. So Kamara's defense lawyer will be going further in argument. They made in the first trial that they did not have enough funding to properly represent Kamara's defense, especially compared with the better resources of the prosecutor they claimed. So they will also likely challenge the failure of the prosecutor to pursue physical evidence, such as digging up graves of people Kamara is alleged to have murdered. They were also very critical of the first conviction based entirely on recollection of witnesses from 30 years ago. Witnesses' testimony is often considered unreliable. Once again, the 9 victims in this case will come from Lofa to testify against Kamara in court. The last time they found is very difficult when one of the victims who claimed she was raped at Kamara's order broke down in court and could not continue her testimony. The difference this time will be that they are testifying against a convicted man. The first court believed some of them, so that must boil their confidence in this trial. Kamara had one witness this afternoon. His brother, a chief in Lima County, who was joined by a video link from Liberia to testify to Kamara's character. So another surprise witness is Ali Okosha, who is another Ulimo fighter in Lofa who was convicted of war crimes in Switzerland in 2021. So Kosha appeared in Kamara's first trial and was widely considered to have hurt Kamara's case in helping it. So let's register that Kofi Kamara is being tried under an international legal instrument called universal jurisdiction. It is a legal instrument that allows countries to try and prosecute people for committing war crimes or crimes against humanity on foreign soil. This case was brought against him by the Crimes Against Humanity Division of the Paris Court, which was set up in 2012 to try suspected perpetrators of war crimes and crimes against humanity, irrespective of where these crimes were committed. It was groundbreaking in several ways. Koti Kamara's case was the first, war crimes trial to take place here in France that is not related to the Rwanda genocide.
I had attempted on several occasions to during the Charles Taylor trial to serve as one of the witnesses. I was in Vonjama as a displaced person, and I saw a group of young people dressed in red beret with heavy weapons planning to attack Sierra Leone. Do you remember that Tuesday, downtown Vonjama, under the tree, when you held my ear and shocked me because you saw a book with me, a book that was in the library of the Vonjama Multilateral High School, and saw it being destroyed and decided to save the life of that textbook? Was my wrongdoing downtown Vonjama. Do you remember?
Do you remember last Friday? Do you remember? Do you remember last Tuesday? Said I hope you remember. Yes. Do you remember last Friday? Not a lot. Others are weeping because the sun is heavy. We never fire the bullets. Oh no. Oh, we're done yet. We never started a fire. Oh, no, no. Oh, we are burning. Do you, yeah. Do you remember? Yeah, yes. Do you remember last Tuesday? With the hope.
And we attempt to disabuse your minds on some of the things you think they're all finished now. No. Establishing a war and economic crimes code is not going to be in a month or two. I want to believe what's about witness protection? Well, some of the accused or indicted could say that they are indigent. They don't have money to underwrite lawyer services. Who's responsible for that one? I've been doing research since this morning as to whether a resolution could be seen as a law, or if not, why can't us have a draft bill and submit it to the Capitol building? Instead of a resolution, we have an act to establish the War and Economic Crime Court. That is coming up on the commentary.
Last Friday, do you remember? Do you remember? Last Tuesday, said I hope you remember. Yes, do you remember? Last Friday, not love.
Okay, thank you very much. This is
years due to the amnesty.
Johnson, nobody has mentioned you of recent. You are behaving like the child in the home who everybody perceives to be notorious. And every time something is missing, everybody, as soon as somebody say something is missing in my bedroom or in my drawer or cupboard, then you come and say, man, not me. Oh, I don't like the way you people can talk in this house. How come? I don't understand this thing here. I don't understand this thing. In some cases, you will figuratively say you are ready. You can't scare anybody with this one. How come? I mean, why every time war crime court? Why every time war crime court issue you come up? The last time you attacked Senator Dillon, just because they were talking about war crime court and you said the man was staring at you. I got that audio here. So in the Senate, there's, as part of your rules, you're not supposed to look at your friend.
The way you are even looking.
The way Dillon was looking at you.
Yeah,
Let me look for that. Let me look for that. Yeah. Let me look for that audio. Yeah, you can't do that. He said, why? Yeah, he said, why are they talking? You get it? Why are they talking? They walk around with that Dillon looking at you. I mean, you can't keep. You are indicting yourself and stop using the good people of Nimba. What you did for them, they pay you back. They pay you back. You profess to have saved their lives, right? Yes, okay, granted. But they gave you 27 unbroken years of senatorial representation. And they made you their political godfather. You are making those who turn against you, you made the Nibayans to turn against them, and they're losing elections. What much more you want the Nibayans to pay you back with? As a matter of fact, I'm a stakeholder in Nimba. Yeah.
Nobody said it.
Nobody start looking at me.
Oh, you can't hide the senator.
Oh my goodness, I tell you. Yes.
I said nothing.
If we went to Ganta, I will not show you the direct place. Because you go there and say, you tell that man, you must tell your daughter to tell that man. I will not say it. Yes. I got a child from Nimba. My father went to Nimba working for Ministry of Planning and Economic Affairs those days as the chauffeur for a one-time population census expert, Stephen Gawoja. My father served as chauffeur for the late Stephen Gawoja. When a neighbor, he left a child there. I'm in search of that child, and I'm told the child name is called. She's big. She's grown up woman now. So Nimba. I had one other caller this morning on the TBS saying Bwaka should give account of his role in how they call it, Lofa Defense Force, and I laugh. Lofa Defense Force, Bwaka. The only thing you can tell me about Bwaka, Joe Bwaka, is that when the PRC took over, they made him to wear military fatigue to take picture because he was he was one of the appointees. And that picture is not in Hardy. In fact, he has a hank in his living room. You can't. You see, let's civilize the discourse. Rallying people, the generals are there. Who are those generals? Eh? Who are those generals? Oh, you want to tell me that you see, that's one of the reasons why I campaign against Roland Duo. Roland Duo went to Nimba and said, me and Prince Johnson fought. That his campaign message, we fought. He probably just fought for 9 years. For me, I fought for years.
Yeah, man.
He ran away, he fled, he went to Nigeria. Me, I stay on the ground. All that he did, y'all gave him 18 years. It's time for me to get my own because all of us did the same thing. How can you carry that kind of campaign message? Eh? What kind of campaign message is that? And all of us stood by Prince Johnson. Right? Maybe we have our interest there. Maybe we have our interest. So we stood by Prince Johnson. But political alliances are not cast in stones. Yes. CPP are all they're cast in stones. Let me bring another. You think it was the willpower of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to sign or to allow Mr. Taylor to come back from Sierra Leone and be arrested on the ground here? Who was the Solicitor General then? Teron Gonglo. He handed Charles Taylor over to the ICC. Oh, the interest of Charles Taylor, protecting Charles Taylor alone versus the rest of the Liberian people graduating from war. You choose in between. You started naming some of the suspects already. You named, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and others. Yeah. The other people, they don't talk. They don't talk. You are the one, Papa, stop the thing here. You have to stop it. Hire me as your public relations officer. I will tell you when to talk and when not to talk. This kind of a term coming. If you talk, then that means you are indicting yourself. Stop it.
You listen to the audio? One time we had a discussion, I think like 2 years ago. And the chief was actually warning you. He was saying something. He said, "Don't matter."
Yeah, he said that crazy. And afterwards, I called him up. He said, "Look, my son, let me tell you. And with whom?"
Okay.
He said, "I hope the phone is not on loudspeaker." I said, "No. I thought you come advise me." He said, "The only thing I gotta tell you, I'm one of the worst journalists in this country."
Somebody saw me today and said, "Oh, so that I can be talking about Warcraft." I said, "No, that my boss man one can be talking."
You see, that's why I would suspend you from the show. Man, fearless.
Why yes, I didn't talk.
Man, we didn't fear anything when people were disappearing here. Yeah? When people were disappearing here, we went home here and there. We stood the ground.
Listen, yesterday I've not been one. Since we came back, I've been on the break. I said right, I gave you all the support. But I wasn't very part of the discussion. I have to be clear about it.
No, you don't say that. When I'm home, if there's anything on the platform, they'll call me. I can take responsibility.
No, the person was attacking.
What the person be?
You know, the person attacked me and said, "Oh, that so that you." I said, "No, but my people, you know, let's see my people, and they're coming. I know."
From the day that old man walking with stick met you at the gate, are you a mother that you went by it? I knew I can't depend on you. I can't depend on you.
Now when you were sick, he that keep on, he had radio in your ear and they squeezed it to your
That's
ear.
one of your feelings you were running away from.
He keep, that he the Magdalene. I said, "When I answer you," I ran back inside.
Yeah.
And I said, let me sit down here. So when I told my papa, I said, "After the show, you have to sit down. Stop running to go home. Sit down."
But you don't know.
That's why it's so happy.
You don't divulge that strategy on the radio. You don't just finish with show and start going. No, you sit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
said deactivate all the traps. All the traps will be
no,
deactivated.
but me, I believe there is no trap. On a serious note,
Yeah, then why you couldn't say we
there,
put the
there's no
process on the
there is
platform?
no trap. There is
Man,
no
no,
trap.
that thing will stop us from discussing
Yeah,
war
there
and
is no trap.
economic crime code.
Yeah.
Nothing. The only thing
It was just a
people
point.
should be given a due process.
Yeah.
People should be given a due process, and it is everybody's business. It is everybody's business. Every day you mentioning this amnesty report from Tokyo, Japan, and amnesty referring to the TRC. This is the same TRC that today Iban Murphy, one of the commissioners that I know leaked all the information to you before it was even published. Before the final publication leaked the secret to you, the document to you that they were targeting warlords. Yourself, when you sat down on the TRC platform and narrated how Tecumseh Robert, nobody play in your mouth, how Tecumseh Robert died. And your explanation didn't detach you from that execution. Yes. What happened? No, please, let me get, before you come in, please advise Prince Johnson, Senator Johnson, when we talk about the war crime code, let him stop thinking that we are referring to him. That's all. Yeah, that's all.
So to the senator, yes, to the senator.
Yeah.
I want to say good afternoon to you. I salute you. I respect you a lot. And this whole thing about the war crime code, it's not on your head.
Raise your voice, man.
Stop. I mean, stop making it to look like you are. I know you are already, found guilty. I mean, has he been found guilty?
No, not even indicted.
I mean, so I beg you, stop making it to look like that. The last time I covered the commemoration of the, I think it was the 29th or 30th of a massacre event that took place at the St. Peter's Lutheran, and I broke down. It's an event that every year they had to, go there in commemoration of the day. I think it's on July 31st of what, and it happened in 1990, right? So I went there and seen victims and who victims and survivors, right?
One of them even texted me last night.
Yeah.
Let me read the text.
Okay.
I received.
So what you finding is victims and survivors. Some of the victims when you see them, some of the survivors when you see them, no. And when I went cover the program, and it was very, very emotional. Very, very emotional. Went to where they had a mass burial within the St. Peter's fence right there, lay reefs, and we have all the international embassies were there and to observe the day. So it's not about you. There are other people who also contributed, who got, who didn't face justice. And in fact, it's not just war. Jimmy, ready? Don't go far off.
No. War.
It is not with only war. It's war and economic crimes. And of course, you already understand. So it's actually we have in the culture of impunity in Liberia. People doing stuff and walking scot-free. It's something that we have to get away with. We cannot continue to live in a society where people do things and go free. Where people do things and go free, even in a classroom. I'm a classroom teacher. I served the classroom before, and you find out that when a child does something, even in your own home, when someone does something, your employees or your children or people that you are mentoring, you have a way to discipline them. And you find out that people who don't discipline their children, majority of them, they go wayward. And that's why I will take you back to the Bible that says, train up, Proverbs will tell you, train up a child in a way he or she will grow. When they old, they will not depart from it, right? So if that child does something and you don't discipline, I'm not telling you to take be stick and be beating on your child, but make that child to know that what they did was wrong. And if you continue to pamper them, they will grow up and they'll become very loose in the society. Nobody want their child or children to go and to just be all around the place and to not contribute to nation building. So it's the same way with the war economic crimes code. When people do when people do when someone does wrong or people commit crimes, they should be penalized for it. They should not go. Chief, you already tell me.
Yeah.
They should not go scot free. They should not, just be all around the place and bragging. And we give them good positions. We allow them to be, and they just have fun. And they almost be like, oh yes, these people in the country, they know what they want. The people in other countries got to tell us, you see what happened in your country, it wrong. Before I was saying, they say, oh, it wrong. You say, yeah, it wrong. Or then you go about doing stuff. So today it was just like we were actually having fun. This very high profile person, and he said, oh, so that you can be talking about war crime in print jersey. I said, oh no, that I'm not talking you. So we laugh about it. But on a serious note, it is not about Prince Johnson every time. It is not only about him. It's about all alleged perpetrators who should answer questions, who should face justice. This is a country, unto me as a Christian who believe in the coming back of Jesus, we will continue to exist as a country. And we're not going back to say, oh yeah, by 2029, we'll be going back to 5 years. We as a country was founded 1822. We celebrated our bicentennial, right?
Mhm.
Over 200 years old. So we have to set precedents. We have to put system in place, or else the young people, emerging leaders, will say, but then what? I can do this and go free. I can do whatever and go free because I did not see any measures, guarantee measures taken against people who committed crimes. So when we talk about it, it's not about throwing a witch hunt and trying to get a certain group of people. We want the very best of our country. We want the very, very chief. You better tell me. We want the very best for this country. And that's why we will continue to talk. That's why we'll continue to advocate for the good of Liberia. So when we're talking about this, talking about audit, don't say it's which one. When we talk about war crimes, we don't say, oh, it is me you are talking to. When we're talking about police system in place, and the police will say, oh, that we're talking to. And then how we build the country. We just need heartless leaders, heartless in quotation, constructively that will take their heart, put it one side, and say, I'm going to do it. Irrespective of what you think, irrespective of what you do, who you are, we have to do this because this is our country and we have to lay down a roadmap that we all can use. Sometimes I even think whether Liberia has a blueprint. Yes, and I'm still looking for that question. Answer. Some people will back in here. Don't make it. Don't make it. PYG. I beg you.
Yeah, so
Don't make it low anymore. Every time my boys talk about them, what crime code, then you say, oh, that crazy, and you even put this and stuff like that.
and I'm a paper water.
Yeah.
I'm a paper water.
When I say the senator.
I have to call him. You're not picking my call these days. Saying you refer.
They worry.
What kind of worry? I bullet balance, better break.
We
simple.
have to pay a visit.
The next cause is whether or not this code can be established through a resolution or a law. That should be our, and whosoever in the case of Senator Johnson, don't jitter.
Okay.
Start jittering. It's like, yeah, the first thing, we don't have money. We want to develop our country. We want to concentrate on the development. Somebody suppose we get the money.
Yeah, you just agree and
just agree. Then now you don't want to agree. You see, venue. The boys say, okay, we'll provide venue.
Yeah,
But there's a simple definition of resolution. Resolution do not require the approval of the other house, nor the signature of the president, and do not have the force of law. This kind of an institution, how do we establish said institution on a resolution instead of an act to establish a war and economic crime court? We're making research since this morning. We did a copy examples. Even the TRC here was never created by resolution, except there is a counter argument that in Liberia's context, especially legislatively, there is a resolution is a law. A resolution is a law. But if you tell me a resolution, those who have legal minds, please send me a text. Is a resolution a law? If it is not a law, even if you sign onto it, how are you going to hold a country to respect that law when it is not a law? That the definition of maybe Liberia, other Liberia jurisprudence is different. It's different. And we have to be mindful, and it is good that the National Bar Association is involved. I'm told some yesteryears the Bar Association drafted a law for the establishment of this court. Can a member of the legislature serve, if it is true now, serve as a sponsor of that? We have to move forward. Yeah, we know we've recalibrated, we've settled down. But people are left with the scar. They're left with that, with the pains and agony. Some people still licking wounds from brutality. I know how my first cousin, I'm not going to name her for respect, she now lives in the US. I know how she was raped by a soldier of Ulimbo, and impregnated her. Today,
oh my God,
she lives with that child, and that child is the only child in her life.
oh my God.
So we as family, we had to agree not to allow the child to carry that criminal's name. The child is carrying our family name. I who said I don't like to talk about it. My sibling, the one next to me, from mother and father, was shot, killed, and heart eaten. But I can't point finger at anyone because mom and others were in the bush, and I was here going to school. But the evidence was shown that his heart was eating. Today, that food is in Paris is saying his hands are clean. Go hear the stories what that guy did at Foya Bomber Hospital. He could look at you. If he say your condition is not favorable for you to live, don't want to waste medicine on you, then he will order your execution. You will order your execution. Those of you who are living on the base in Kawa base, you have abundance of food. For a simple just to identify that a soldier was carrying the JJ rubber banknotes. His hair was smashed with a hammock, allegedly on the order of the field marshal. But how do we undo some of those allegations? It's in the court. It's in the court. There is a Ulimo soldier who went in my hometown, burned the entire town down. The owner old man, the historian, he killed the old man, put his body in the barrel, threw it away, a piece of barrel, and today he forcefully took the man's daughter and took as his wife, only later on for the girl to realize that this is the killer of her father, having had 3-4 children by him. How you expect that kind of thing to go free? So she lives in fear. Her own children have become so high every time she sees the children and thinks about their father. We told you about the Lutheran Church massacre. When Joseph Boakai was vice president on one of these memorial days, we covered him going to cattle camp. We saw the mass grave. Some people killed and just buried 2-3 feet below ground. You see bones. Everybody knows right here, or this place here. Duporo Junction. It was a display of human bones. Huge power. Go down Duporo. A memorial. We've spoken repeatedly that a memorial should be set aside. A memorial statue should be built over there. That was the slaughterhouse. I was hired as a public relation for LCRP, a USAID-funded, once upon a time, NGO here that were trying to mend the fences and let people who were victimized tell their story. Then True FM was in Virginia. Every day I was at my hair river. I spent 2 weeks there recording testimonials. I know how they mentioned Roland Duo repeatedly. How does Mr. Duo clear his name? It has to be in court. An elderly man who said James Fromoya, former TRC commissioner, lived with him in Bombay Hills. That man was tied up and threw into the Mahia River. And as God could have it, he got stuck between the stick and the water table dropped. That's how he fought hard and rescued himself. He onshore. He was the reference point to hear what happened at Mahia Bridge that day. As long as you were caught in Todmobreak, NPFL government forces under Charles Taylor, if you were caught in Todmobreak, you were a rebel, whether you carry a gun or not. Slaughter everyone, threw some of them overboard in the Mahia River. How do we undo those accusations? My only concern here is, should we do it through a resolution? I'm looking for legal luminaries to come to me whether a resolution is a law. We're not going to be afraid. We're not going to be afraid. We have to tell our own stories. We have to tell our own story. The last time I was in conversation with Musa Benedict, and he told me how he escaped just by the skin of the teeth. 1990, he said he has some kind of Volkswagen car. How old it? Even though which way he left it. Got lost. People killed because of your talent. Go fresh. Fender. I then got killed because I couldn't speak the Loma language. And the guy could decide whether to execute me or not.
Because I mean your complexion.
My complexion. The man took my Scrabble. I was returning to Morovia from Rebel Hill Line.
But why did I kill you?
Because that was my only companion, my Scrabble. And I had one cake of Chris soap. It used to spell KRIS.
Yeah.
My Scrabble, Chris, and $100 Liberty dollar.
Oh my God.
That's what I had. Keras bracket. I was just few walk away from the ECOMO buffer zone. I would have lived in Banga. My dad has a house there. But when I went, the hooligans, the rebels were all occupying the house and deciding who to live in, who not to live in. So I decided to extend to Moravia. The man took my Scrabble, he took my soap, and took my $100, and then asking me what tribe I am. I am a Loma man. Come on, come and speak Loma. Come and speak Loma. Interestingly, the guy who was doing the execution was a Loma man. After the interrogation, he said, "Carry the man behind the place that executed." The man told me, "What's the name?" I said, "My name is Salif." He said, "Talk to God, Petri. Salif, Sharif, or what?"
English or arguing.
I tell you, people were killed because of their names.
I mean, it shouldn't have been like that.
SHERIFF or SRRLEAF. By the time they spell it that way, they say Imadingo man. The man thought the God fed through. That was his word.
And he even involving God in the one.
Yes, thought the God fed through. So before the war, I used to spell mine as SRRLEAF. Yeah, that's how I used to spell it. But that glory from heaven came on me to quickly change the spelling of her name. SELLEE. The man said Salif, Sharif. I said Salih, no F inside.
What? It was God's intervention.
God's intervention. The next thing you want to know, if you're a Loma man, whether you're a member of the Bush School Society. And I said yes. He didn't have any other question. He came and threw down my shirt and logo on my back. Then he saw the symbol. Said, "God bless you." And then he started to speak Loma there after returning the Loma. He didn't ask me to speak Loma. You're just trying to be naughty. Then we spoke. But then they are executed several people.
Oh my God. What?
Then you want that thing to just go through that. When somebody says on the radio and rally support for people to go and exonerate their names, how is that an attack on your so-called generals in Nimba? Where are they? Tell them we are here waiting for them. I want to see those generals. As far as concerned, millions of dollars were used to deactivate those generals, and they were placed into the community to go and live with those community. That was not equated to saying no more quote or something. No. We were in high school or university. We, the students, we were in fact agitating to the United Nations that you pay people who kill. You buy their guns. You buy their guns. You disarming them through the DDRR program. What's about us? We didn't carry a gun. What is there for us? We couldn't get a scholarship. A bunch of them were in then, how do you call it? Don Bosco Polytechnic. They gave them free scholarship. They gave them scholarship just because they fire gun and might have killed some people. Or you think those international community donor funding, you think it will come and go free. That it come back from. You will pay for it. Don't leave us. We will ask a hard question, and nobody outrightly saying this is a blanket stuff. No. But we will ask those questions. We will ask those questions. I was in Banga at the early stage of the war. I know what Charles Julu did at the former ELTV or transmission site. I know. Only because they were Nibayans. Those children never lived to see the war, the end of the war. But then in defending yourself, you went the extra mile too. 9 months. That's equal to you telling her where to go. There's that. You say the country then I provided training. You thank God you told us you took your training in Libya. He said every time you talk, you indict yourself. Senator, you are an honorable man. Come on, do the Nimba people's job. Leave that thing. That thing is nearly a foregone conclusion. What are you calling the president for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
To ask him?
No, maybe just I don't even know how.
No, but the call is in relation to this reported establishment of war crime court. Why are you calling the president for? He said, since Alec Ware came in town, he making pick up his call. This is a serious matter. This is serious matter. Go and see what happened. I went on Batala base when the play was disbanded. Go see what they left behind. Go see what they left behind. There's several survivors from Batala base. See what they do. Some were conscripted. So they go there with their willing mind. The difficulty said, this is a deterrent. The next time, God forbid, when you have two belligerent forces fighting on nonsense, when civilian passes, you will be saluting the civilians. All the way the International Committee of the Red Cross brought the Geneva Convention to give on the rights of not combatant. They were your targets. They were their targets. My cousin, the late Colbert Jara, a founding member of United Party Lofa branch, was left in his rest kitchen and set ablaze. Today, we can't trace one of the bones. But where the kitchen was, whenever it rains, you go and see fat-like or grease-like substances sitting on top of the water. So we assume those are parts of the remains. We got stories to tell. Some of us will not accuse anybody because we don't have the proof. Because we're on the side going to school while you're scavenging all over the place. But we know we lost our loved ones. Rape. One of those notorious men unroofed the school that are sat in Tegri. He unroofed and brought a zing that he came, roof his house here, right down to Poro. I know the house. I know the house. One Fasu. Anybody who knows Fasu, living within this community here?
But you don't know his full name? I mean, that could be a play name.
No, Fasu is real name.
You know why too many Fasu, you know when I work.
No, anyone those days during the war, Black Monday.
Okay.
Black Monday, when you limbo J and K party companies, Roosevelt Johnson and Ahaji Kroma. Black Monday.
Okay.
The thing you see on top of his house was looted from the school, from the Coleman Public School.
Okay.
And I don't know why when they create this kind of mayhem, they leave and go into European cities and American cities. Everybody knows about Django Jabba. When I went to the States, I saw Django Jabba operating a shipping line on Gray Avenue in Pennsylvania. 2 years later, he was convicted. He's in jail now. Where are you running away from? You get that notorious man called Benjamin Naton. The man who gave cartoon to journalists and referred to it as the boot of a wicked man is a trap. You think I'm lying? Ask Molly Kiazulu. Oh man.
Which FM?
No, he's a print media person. I just forgetting my friend first name, last name. Ask him. You were then executive mansion reporter while we were in school at the UL. On March 22nd, 21st, on the main campus of the university, I know what I went through from the hands of the late Buddha.
Yeah.
I saw a lecturer in English 201 being beaten and stepped and put the boots in his mouth with a statement. If you don't overthrow this government, we'll overthrow you today. Oh, but the TRC say two things: create a crime court, war crime court, and promote Palava. Then you have one Senate pro tem who served 6 years as Senate pro tem under my Palava Hot initiative through a budgetary allocation to the Independent National Human Rights Commission. Now he is the one telling the plenary that the TRC say we should promote reconciliation. Yeah, it is good. I like your point, but it doesn't exclude the establishment of the War Crime Court. That is about that. So before we open the lines, let's go to NASCAR.
You want me to say something before we go?
Yeah, please say something.
Let me say something with regards to what you said with your experience with the war. I will tell you, I was very young at the time, and I did not see much. But what as I saw dead bodies in the street, I saw I heard news of rape cases, saw buildings caught on fire. I heard that people were burned, in houses, and I also ran away from plane helicopter that was, bumpy, and ran and yes, and saw operators of these choppers, right? Yeah, they're war planes. Yeah, it was very, very, terrifying. You have to run with your family. And most of it, I was on the back of my father. And I can remember at Phoebe Hospital, in the hospital, it was a target. I can remember we were in the laboratory when I was lying on the chest of my father and hearing a heavy gunfire. People were firing at that hospital. And we were in there, and every time they sounded the gun, they fired the gun, we would yell. These are all things that, when we hear about the people on the other side, they're vandalizing people's properties and doing it. It takes anyone's mind back. Please, my people. That what happened in recent time. You are protesting because of your rights and your benefits. Then you go start burning properties, private properties that you benefited or you will benefit, and you go start shooting at people. It only makes me to understand that we still need rehabilitation, because these are things that happened during the war. These are things that happened during the war. And God first, if our mother first, because men, they never even wanted to even have conversations with men. My father they would almost got killed because they were going to use a mother pistol on him. And they transferred on him, they took out his belt. He actually suffered, he went through a lot. But my mother was like a hero, and she would challenge those guys. God kept her. Or else, all of us that were behind our family, including me, the youngest one, were going to be raped. So we went through a lot of trauma. That even when you see, sometimes I'm not saying we don't have guns here, right? When I went to cover the elections and I saw these guys and this one, especially in another country, I was like saying, I even reported and saying all these gadgets, because it's terrifying that even when you see gun and with the security personnel who are responsible to take it along with them because of their functions, you want to get afraid because of what we have seen. I may not have seen a lot, but I saw some things that sometimes makes me to be afraid. So people must give account.
Look at the text messages I've received. This person is saying he witnessed the execution of 3 university students at 15 Gate.
I can remember.
No Gabi Tapia, the late Pato standing in the line in Tenabu, the airstrip.
Yeah.
Standing in line. This guy marched on him. Brett fella used to know him, used to be friend to him. Call him out. Come. Hot sun blazing like this one. That guy was beheaded, and my mom and others were asked to dance and sing while the man fought life.
And other nationals who were in Liberia were humiliated because of our war that was going on. I was on a car with, because my mother, was working along with the white people, and we were actually going. They ask everybody to get down, take all your sneakers, take all your this, and sometimes they just be out of order. So we can just sit down. I saw the body of Casa Jacob. There's a guy they call Casa. He was
Kasha Jacob. One of
yes,
the strong men. Yeah, those were the guy who could decide. That was after that was an infight.
yeah.
That
I
killed
mean,
him.
yes. I mean, I saw bodies at how you call it, gates. And they put them there to terrify you, to make you so afraid and stuff like that. Let me tell you, we are still recovering because of what some people went through during the war. We are still recovering. I would say, because the last time I said recovering, somebody said, "Oh, recovering." I said, "Yes, recovering." So people still need to be rehabilitated, and too much should be put into capacity building to get people bases, so they can't just be thinking of doing anything. As soon as you hear someone knows they want to go burn people properties, because you don't know how long somebody took to build what they have now. What they have worked for over the time. You want to destroy it because you're angry. Just because you're angry now, you want to bring down the whole country because you are angry, because is getting you irritated. Let's try to control our emotions. We suffer a lot, so much. We've gone through a lot as a country, as a people, and it's not the time to, when you hear something or you want your rights, then you burning properties, then you defending, you shooting people. It makes us so afraid in this country that you feel like you are not safe, and it's not even safe for investors to come. On the business show, we always will be talking, even on during the week, about bringing investors in the country. How will people be safe to come and invest in a country where, um, people are vandalizing properties, people are shooting on the other side, people are doing this one, the place is not safe. And when you are not in the country, you become more afraid than people who are even in the country because of the news that you receive. So I will stop here. We'll take course. We're about to take course.
Yeah, I'm trying to get an update on NASCOP. This thing is getting serious at NASCOP, and the lady has made herself into a hero that stopped the takeover of the officer in charge. I'm just trying to play the audio so that we can hear what happened, and then we can begin taking calls.
No, I need a drink. I'm not. You got something there?
Okay.
The emergency. Let me see. We'll get some water.
So the conversation between the well-learned counselor Murphy Kane and this young woman at NASCOP, she's claiming that she will not allow Murphy to take over because Vabomos had communicated with the executive mansion that he's still in charge and he's out for sick leave. And Mr. Councillor Kana is saying not to hold it and pull. They're going to wait for the senator. That senator happens to be the committee chair on executive, Senator Moy, my uncle. And also in attendance was the Minister of Commerce, Amin Modad, the chairman of the Unity Party, and the list goes on and on. But this is what reliably, I'm told that the folks retrieved to the executive mansion for more clarity. And in my opinion, I'm told, not in my opinion, I'm told they were asked to go ahead, allegedly. But in my, why has he gone back to take over? This young, powerful young lady, is she stopping presidential preferment? And I'd like to, whosoever in contact with the way Fabulous, he has to break silence, because the lady is alleging that she's on the telephone with the Director General. He has to speak that I'm in charge and I'm covered by the tenure title. At least he's one of those, maybe openly, he's one of those who there are no record on him to have won party t-shirt. Even though there are other accusations all over the place that he allegedly empowered CDC financially, that he has to speak to that. But my point here is, if you are aware and this kind of controversy, man, it's just technology. Just record and send it into the airwave that you are still in charge. And then the other side, they seem to be dancing to the gallery, because they haven't returned to take over, to the best of my knowledge. If they have done, I don't know. But since that embarrassment at NASCAR, we haven't seen the folks gone back. I've personally written Mr. Fabamus to speak to State of the Nation. I haven't gotten any reply. And I thought we need to keep pushing. He has to speak. On what grounds he say he's still in charge? I know he will say by law as the tenure Director General, and or whether under the same law, whether this can be overturned. Interestingly, the man who was embarrassed that day is a seasoned lawyer, a seasoned Liberian lawyer. So are we reading the laws? What did the Supreme Court say about tenure appointment of late? These and much more will come up next, that is on tomorrow, when we shall have gotten all those legal instruments on whether or not a tenure position can be terminated. This is State of the Nation. On those topics, Madoni will now take the course.
Okay. Yeah, so I will announce the numbers, and then yes, we have calls coming, but let's do due diligence to those who do not have. 0777253819. I repeat, 0777253819 or 07751442278. 07751442278 are the numbers to call to form part of this conversation. Here's the first caller. Hello.
Hello, Chris. The production team, Mr. Johnson, the veteran of the civil crisis, but I want to speak specifically to my namesake.
Okay.
Senator Prince Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, he has the audacity to be saying to the guy in the foreign, the money that boy down when you did it all down. No, man, namesake, that should not be coming from your Afghanistan, because, for instance, what was established in Rwanda? What did it go back to Rwanda? The same one was also established in the white people country of the former Yugoslavia. What did not go there? 11, what did not go there? What are you saying in the war program? Your generals, you were the generals, general, their money that go down. I mean, that's very insightful. If he comes down with the goods establishment, why they channel it through the process.
Exactly. That is the point. That is the point. He just struck the point.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Chief.
Okay.
Thanks so much for your contribution. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right
saying still put things me up come of taken to oh that be fair. There's a guy in Tuburu here and I will call you all of you and people cassette. But it's one of the person I really want to tell people I mean the walk around go to just putting in jail. I think our young boy
No, let me no, hold on. The war crime code is not established to catch people and put in jail. It's to give them due process if they are accused, and they will have their days in court. If there are no evidence, to be acquitted. If there are sufficient evidence to prove, they will be convicted. So it's not just to put people in jail. Without call, don't not because you calling names, we should call names. Say you got the evidence of their names.
That's
they're
what the TRC for now.
They're calling. Not because you calling names, we should call names. All right, thank you, my brother. I'm sorry about what you went through during the war. You say you are a victim. Where from Lutheran Church? Sorry about that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Chief. Sorry, yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh my God. Of course, I come in too much. Yeah, let me. Yeah. Yes, sir. How you doing? Yes, I'm fine, sir. Okay, Chief. Thanks for placing your call. Hello. Yes, sir.
This is Daniel Johnson from Harpel Fire. Let me appreciate your grace for the level of education you will continue to provide. Just now, Christian provide education because people feel that the work around food will just catch people they go to put in jail. And I think the education that they provide, these are things that the media also be doing providing education. We who have them to matter we are venting because our brothers and sisters were massacred. You cannot see a massacre. Hundreds of human beings down there. You know, now, then you don't think no people need justice. We are saying and we appreciate the government. Let the workman code and the economic crime code be established. People will go there. When you are not guilty, fine, but go and celebrate yourself. People should not feel that our own Queen Johnson don't feel that the jail is about you. No. And don't threaten the country. You can do anything.
Okay.
The power they don't have. They are more powerful. And they don't let the saw with ease. Nothing happens. All of the general then I Queen Johnson within this it is done. It is done deep. It's to the government. And everyone, especially our lawmakers who are supporting the process. Thank you.
Okay. Hello. Yes, sir.
Uncle Chris, let me appreciate you so much. Look, let me tell you something, brother. I want to get everybody walk and coach. No matter or I think so evil that you think that you commit atrocity in our country. You lie. All we can sister, mother, whatsoever, remain peaceful. Nobody should intimidate you. Nobody should stop. It's one that you want. And that's what we need. We need sector, movement. We told you people that under this man's leadership, there will be different dimensions that the country will be taken. Whether it comes to back stroke, all I can tell you is fact after that. I know that Senator Yomi Kanalora did for war, the Senate the center for the two senators in Monserrado, which cover the whole country. That down the law. So the two of them, we're looking after them. Look, the war can
Let me tell you now. Hold on, caller. Let me give you this education. Each senator, irrespective of the county you're from, irrespective of the population, got one equal vote. So don't say those two senators covering the whole country. No. Yeah? Mhm. I said no. Monserrado bears the country capital. No. Let me tell you that. All right. Okay.
Everyone that have yeah.
Okay. All right. Next
you
caller.
can put your hair on chopping both for there. Okay.
Let me just. Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. I see you working out.
When the man still when Senator Sarah still on the fan, he was still quiet.
All right, hold on. Let me read this comment. Let me read this comment coming from somebody who saw the war at an early age. Get texted, Chief.
Well, you should let him go.
No, not him. Let him go.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You let him listen by radio.
Yeah, please listen.
He said, "Great show, folks.
Okay.
I was born in the mid-80s when the 1990 war started. I was very young and couldn't understand what was going on. My father, he referred to him as hero, moved me and my siblings from one part to another. Those of us born in the 80s to mid-1990s didn't have a normal childhood. People will have to bear the consequences of what they did to us. For instance, one time I was in a taxi and one of the passengers recognized the driver as the one who killed his parents. He wanted to confront the driver." This still is coming from Ikedi's. Sorry, I didn't find. I can see the name so well. Ikedi Ozo, a Liberian who saw the war and is telling you, imagine identifying a taxi driver. So, oh, the man is the one who killed my parents.
Oh my God.
Yes. He said he was in a taxi and one of the passengers recognized the driver. So, you see, these are some of the things. Let's take more calls. In the next 10 minutes, we're supposed to be signing off.
Hello. Yes, sir. You said? Yeah, Chief. How you doing? Yeah. Okay.
When he's trying to get a call, it's really down. So all these guys were not expected from him. But we are exposed, we know our parents are expected to it. We will see the star our honor. We try to
So yeah, so what you say? What do you want? No, you are saying something about age. No, you
No,
don't
but
say that.
they're reading history. Why you didn't have the discipline called history?
Some people were babies when they killed their parents, and I mean, one way or the other, people were affected. Something might have happened. So you don't say that. So you have the opportunity now to say what you want to say. Forget about people who are below 25 because they're reading history.
But man, if you don't go to the point and discuss, hold on, if you can't discuss yours and leave the other people's position, you have to go.
Oh, there's a serious problem.
You have to go. Were you living in 1847? Eh? Yeah, but then you have to conduct yourself properly. Were you living 1847? Why are you talking about Liberia independence 1847? Were you living then? Were you living 1847 when Liberia gained independence? So why do you talk about Liberia independence 1847? So these people didn't read the story? Next caller. Next caller. Next caller. Next caller. Next.
All right, we understand, yeah. Thank you so much for placing your call. Okay, thank you so much for placing your call. We understand. Thank you. We appreciate. Thank you, sir. It was wonderful having you. All right, sir. Thank you. Oh, it's a serious work that needs to be doing in this country. Oh my God. Why were you one of the proud people who below 25? I don't know, Chief. I don't know the other one you're trying to. Yeah, Chief, how you doing? Yeah. You too, you don't want for us to call for the young people to call? So you want the young people to call too? So I'm asking questions.
Pascal?
Pascal, how you doing, Chief?
Since we remove your government, man, you're not calling me now. Mama, you're not calling me. Say, hey, you want to say, what are you? You couldn't even call me to tell me, to wish me good health. You couldn't call me.
Yeah.
Pascal, please go ahead. Next.
Don't mind him. If you trying to pull your legs, you don't always. Hold on, yeah. Okay, Pascal.
We are not support people who want
Okay.
the cause of the family. Because what you go to Grandpa, you go to Grandpa, you come here,
Okay.
come to those. But
Okay, Pascal. Thank you. Maxim, Ambassador Maxim Pacquiao from the UK or back in Liberia. Okay. So, yeah, you want to learn live.
every time you bring about this topic, for me, it's my huge interest to melt into it. Let me first of all appreciate our lawmakers, the House of Representatives. I watched it, I watched it live, and I saw the reaction, I saw the vote. I could say yes. I can remember on many occasions it's in the so if I, for me,
Mm-hmm.
it would be the happiest if I stay alive to see this code being established. For me to sit in that courtroom and just to ask, Johnson Safe, why did we do it? I will be happy. Thank God today we are on a path. I want to push the library people. There's a colon who called and he was, naming people. Now, let's take motion on this. They have been in a special book of Sierra Leone. I went to the Hague, I saw it, I went to Freetown and did my own investigation. Hold on to every name you have, whoever, whether you are 10 years old and you still remember this person, keep it to yourself. That day will come. The same way right now, witnesses were taken from all the way in Foya and brought to Finland and brought to Greece. You people will be given the chance to come and testify. There is no history without stories being told. There's no history. We got to tell our story. And I'm so glad to those that are still saying that let back on, be back on. My thought, my educational thought to you is this: if we bury this, we are giving credence to the next generation. We are telling them that it is good. When you want step out, put yourself together, go in the bush, gang together, and then fight your people and kill them and then get to power. This is what we want to embrace. And this is why some of us have decided to invest in it, time, energy, and everything, including you people that set me on my performance every day. You're thank you for this support. We want to help you now to Senate, my people, who begging you. This is it. It is in your hands. Take control so that at least even in that house, you guys can come.
Okay.
Get us their own stories as well. So we want to say thank you so much for the show and thanks always for especially flagging out. Thank you for sharing your story as well. Please. I will just share mine with the French news this afternoon on the interview with respect to the same matter.
Okay.
So we appreciate you. Those stories will be told, and people that are responsible will definitely give us. And we'll start with my thank you.
Okay, Maxim. Thanks so kindly for your participation all the way there from the UK. And when are you coming back to Liberia?
In the next couple of weeks, ma'am.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. Okay, yeah. So I'm sorry, we can't take any more calls. We are out of time. It's 3 minutes after half. I'm sorry, Emmett. I'm sorry. All of you who did not make it, I am so sorry. We sincerely apologize. We might extend this discussion. I mean, it's something that we can't just stop talking about. So in the coming days, we might have some discussion around it. So you can place in your course, and everybody wants to participate. So on that note, this is how we come to the end of State of the Nation today. Join us tomorrow. It's going to be wonderful, and we're going to have a wonderful time. And guess what? Like I told you earlier today, the youth conversation is coming up. It's coming up tomorrow. and we're going to have a wonderful time talking about issues with regards to the young people. See you on tomorrow. Let freedom reign. Let freedom reign. Thank you.
I just sit down 4 minutes after 5. So when you come to say, oh, Mother must always go so 2 or 3 minutes after 5. Well,